Hello students, welcome to your social studies class. Students, in today's class, we will be doing history, chapter number 6, new questions and ideas. In this chapter, we will cover 5 topics, which include the story of Buddha, Upanishads, Jainism, the Sangha, and monasteries. So let us proceed with the explanation of the chapter. First, let us get familiar with the story of Buddha. Siddhartha, who was also known as Gautama, the founder of Buddhism, was born 2500 years ago. This was a time of rapid change in the lives of the people. New cities were developing, and the life was changing in the villages as well. So many thinkers were trying to understand these changes in the society. Also, they wanted to find the true meaning of life. Buddha belonged to a small gun, which was known as the Sakya gun, and he was born into a Kshatriya family. When he was a young man, he left all the comforts of his home in search of knowledge. He wandered for several years, meeting and holding discussions with other thinkers as well. He finally decided to find his own path to realization, and he meditated for days on end under a peepal tree at Bodh Gaya, which is a place in Bihar. Students, at Bodh Gaya, sitting and meditating under the peepal tree, he attained enlightenment. Enlightenment means the great knowledge about the true meaning of life. After that, he was known as Buddha. The meaning of the word Buddha is the wise one. He then went to Sarnath, which is a place near Varanasi, where he taught for the first time. He spent rest of his life traveling on foot, going from place to place, teaching people. And finally, he passed away in Kusinagar, which is in Nepal. Buddha taught that this life is full of sufferings and unhappiness. And the reason of this suffering and unhappiness is the desires which we have and the desires which cannot be fulfilled. Sometimes, even if we get what we want, we are not satisfied and we want even more and more. Buddha described this thirst as tanha. He taught that this constant craving could be removed by following moderation in everything, which means that if we want everything in moderation, everything in limit, we will not have any suffering or unhappiness. He also taught people to be kind and to respect animals and the lives of others. He believed that the results of our actions, whether good or bad, affect us in this life and the next. The Buddha taught to the people in their language only, which was Prakrit, so that everybody could understand his message. Upanishads. Around the time Buddha was preaching, and perhaps a little earlier, other thinkers were also trying to find out the answers to difficult questions. Some of them wanted to know about the life after death. Others wanted to know why sacrifices should be performed. Many of these thinkers felt that there was something permanent in the universe that would last even after death. They described this as Atma, or the individual soul, and the Brahman, or the universal soul. They believed that ultimately both Atma and Brahman are one. Many of the ideas of Upanishadic thinkers were a part of the later Vedic text as well. Upanishad's word literally means approaching or sitting near, and the text contained conversations between teachers and students, which were ideas presented through simple dialogues. Most of the Upanishadic thinkers were men, especially Brahmins and Rajas. Occasionally, there is a mention of women thinkers as well. One of them is Gargi, who was famous for her learning and also participated in debates in the royal court. Poor people rarely took part in these decisions. But one exception was Satyakama Jabala, who was named after his mother, a slave woman, Jabali. He had a deep desire to learn about reality and accepted as a student by a Brahmin teacher named Gautama, and became one of the best known thinkers of his time.